What's going on, YouTube? How's everybody today? Good to hear. So we're going to talk about a hip-hop album again today. We're going to talk about a guy named MURS. I already talked about his previous album that came up before this called The End of the Beginning, and that was a pretty good album. Really liked it. On that album, he had a bunch of different, like, Definitive Jux DJs, you know, making beats for each different song. So it had all these, like, different feelings and stuff like that, different sounds, kind of experimental. This is his third solo album. It's called 316, the 9th edition. It was released in 2004 on Definitive Jux, and it's called 316 because that's actually MURS' birthday. He was born on March 16th, and 9th edition is named after the guy who got the DJ for this album, is a guy named Ninth Wonder from Little Brother. And what he does on this album, I guess he does this a lot, is he just samples a lot of like 70s funk and 70s soul music and uses a lot of like vocal samples. And yeah, a lot of people on the internet like really liked the beats or really hated them. I'm just kind of on the fence. Like, I think like they're, you know, okay. At some points they're above average. Like, there's some on here I really like, but you know, it's nothing too stellar or mind-blowing on here. And then MURS is just doing his normal rap on here. MURS is he was born in 1978. He's from Los Angeles. His real name is Nick Carter. He released his first song, I don't know with who, but it was back in 1993, and he started this hip-hop collective called Living Legends until he finally was able to release his own solo album finally in 2003. The first like major label one anyway, because he has one that came out in 1997 called For Real, but it's super rare. I don't have it, never heard it. But yeah, what's cool about MURS, he just sounds like your normal average guy. He raps about normal everyday things, like having trouble with women and like being bad in bed and not being able to score, and like he goes into like a lot of detail with his sexual exploits and stuff, and he's like, you know, he's very self-depreciating about it. And he references like all kinds of like, you know, pop culture stuff. He'll say like he's more Coldplay than Ice-T, and he's like trying to come off like a sensitive guy, and like, and you know, he'll talk about a little bit of like street life in Los Angeles, and he'll make fun of thugs and people who are gangsters and stuff, and talk about the days when he was like younger and he used to carry a gun around and why he doesn't do it anymore. And that's actually a reason why one of his friends died, is because he stopped carrying a gun, and they were getting shot at one day, and his friend died, and he, you know, he went out for revenge. Like, there's all this weird storytelling. Like, it's comedic, and he'll be frank and, you know, serious in some parts, and like a little bit sad and mournful. Like, I don't know, it's got an array of emotion on here. He's a pretty intelligent, clever guy. He'll talk about dating a waitress at Denny's and stuff like that, and like making fun of his friend Trevor for robbing a 7-Eleven. He calls him like the worst thug ever because he's just really stupid. He's been arrested a bunch of times. I don't know. MURS is a funny guy. What's kind of weird is a lot of people on the internet are also comparing this to like Illmatic, saying it was like an Illmatic level type album, one of the best albums to come out in the past 10 years, and it was classic and it was timeless, and I don't agree with that at all. Like, Illmatic, I don't want to say it's way better than this, but it definitely is better. This, I don't know, like, it's funny. Like, this is not a bad album. It's definitely above average hip-hop album. Like, it's got good stories, the rhymes on here are entertaining, like, you know, it'll make you laugh at some parts, but it's nowhere near like a Nas Illmatic thing. But the most is, I don't know, but so yeah, it's like it's more accessible than the previous album. I still like his first one more, just because, like I said, it has like, you know, different guys like doing engineering and making the beats and stuff, so it had a lot more diversity than this one, because it's only got one DJ. It's every song kind of like has a lot of similarities and stuff. But there's this one song on here called Walk Like a Man that I guess inspired a movie that MURS started, and that's the song about how he was carrying a gun when he was younger and he stopped and his friend died because of that, and it's this big long story. But yeah, it's a pretty good album. Like, it's not very long though, it's pretty short and sweet. It's only 10 songs and 35 minutes, but yeah, like the majority of this album though is just about like sexual related stuff. Detailed, like hair pulling, glow sticks, sticking, weirdness, ecstasy taking, sexuality type shit. But yeah, it's pretty good, but it's not very long. It's like, I don't know, I'd check out his first one, because his first one was probably over an hour long and had all these different producers on it, so you could check out a bunch of different artists at the same time. Not much in the way of artwork, just MURS wearing a hat. It opens up with the credits. Isn't that exciting? MURS hanging out in the street there. I think he's smoking a cigarette, talking on the phone, but MURS and Ninth Wonder have pretty good chemistry on here. They gel pretty well, but you know, I wouldn't say it's classic and timeless. Like, it's definitely above average, but you know, it's nothing to write home about, that's for sure. It's probably one of MURS' strongest albums, I'd say. Most consistent, let's say. I don't know. But 2004, Definitive Jux, 316, the 9th edition.